and I got the results of my maths A level, and I got an A grade, which is the best result, and it made me feel like this, and I called the dog Sandy, and my father bought him a collar and a lid, and I was allowed to take him for a walk to the shop and back, and I played with him and a rubber bone, and mother got a flu, and I had to spend 3 days with father and stay in his house, but it was okay, because Santi slept on my bed, so he would bark if anyone came into the room, and during the night, and father made vegetable pots in the garden, and I helped him, and we planted carrots and peas and spinach, and I'm going to pick them and eat them when they are ready, and I went to a bookshop with father, and I bought a book called Further Maths for A level, and father told Mrs. Gascon that I was going to take A level further math next year, and she said okay, and I am going to pass it, and A grade, and in 2 years' time I am going to take A level physics, and get an A grade, and then when I've done that, I am going to go university in another town, and it doesn't have to be in London, because I don't like London, and there are universities in lots of places, and not all of them are in big cities, and I can live in a flat with a garden and a proper toilet, and I can take Sunday and my books and my computer, and then I will get my first class honors degree, and I will become a scientist, and I know I can do this because I went to London on my own, and because I solved the mystery of who killed Wellington, and I found my mother, and I was brave, and I wrote a book, and that means I can do anything.
And I got the results of my maths A-level, and I got an A grade, which is the best result, and it made me feel like this. And I called the dog Sandy, and father bought him a collar and a lid, and I was allowed to take him for walks to the shop and back, and I played with him with a rubber bone, and mother got flu, and I had to spend 3 days with father and stay in his house, but it was okay because Sandy slept on my bed, so he would bark if anyone came into the room during the night, and father made a vegetable patch in the garden, and I helped him, and we planted carrots and peas and spinach, and I'm going to pick them and eat them when they are ready, and I went to a bookshop with mother, and I bought a book called Further Maths for A-level, and father told Miss Gascon that I was going to take A-level further, math next year, and she said, okay, and I am going to pass it and get an A grade, and in 2 years' time I am going to take A-level physics and get an A grade, and then when I've done that, I'm going to go to university in another town, and it doesn't have to be in London because I don't like London, and there are universities in lots of places, and not all of them are in big cities, and I can live in a flat with a garden and a proper toilet, and I can take Sandy and my books and my computer, and then I will get a first-class honors degree, and I will become a scientist, and I know I can do this because I went to London on my own, and because I solved the mystery of who killed Wellington, and I found my mother, and I was brave, and I wrote a book. And do you think that means I can do anything?
And I got the results of my math A-level, and I got an A grade, which is the best result, and it made me feel like this. And I called the dog Sandy, and the father bought him collar and a lead, and I was allowed to take him for walks to the shop and back, and I played with him with a rubber bone, and the mother got flu, and had to spend 3 days with father and stay in his house, but it was okay because Sandy slept on my bed, so he would bark if anyone came into the room during the night, and the father made vegetable pots in the garden, and I helped him, and we planted carrots and peas and spinach, and I'm going to pick them and eat them when they are ready. And I went to a bookshop with my mother, and I bought a book called Further Maths for A-level, and father told Miss Gascon that I was going to take a level further maths next year, and she said it was okay, and that I'm going to pass it and get an A grade, and then in 2 years time I am going to take A-level physics and get an A grade. When I've done that, I'm going to go to university in another town, and it doesn't have to be in London, because I don't like London, and there are universities in lots of places, and not all of them are in big cities, and then I can live in another flat with a garden and proper toilet, and I can take Sandy and my books and my computer, and then I will get a first class honors degree, and I will become a scientist, and I know I can do this because I went to London on my own, and because I solved the mystery of who killed Wellington, and then I found my mother, and I was brave, and then